I've got some great ground beef, some great pastrami, some amazing bread. I'm gonna take it outside to the Weber Kettle and I'm gonna make a grilled pastrami patty melt. So really the only thing you need to do before we head out to the kettle to start making this grilled pastrami patty melt is get the patty ready. This is some 80/20 ground beef, and I want to get this rolled out into a thin patty, but first I want to form it. So I'm just going to gently shape it first into the rough shape that I want. I'm going to put it on my parchment paper, fold it over, leaving enough room on the sides, and I'm just going to take rolling pin and roll it out gently, both directions. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle because the bread I'm going to be using for this patty melt is not circular. So you can see the rough shape we have here. Now I'm just going to sort of clean up the edges here a bit. Just like that, we're ready to get it out to the Weber Kettle. So I have the Weber Kettle set up with the Vortex about half full, maybe slightly more than half full, with the wide end of the Vortex facing up. And over this, I'm going to place my cast iron griddle. You're going to let that heat up. Okay, so what I have here is some Cheesecake Factory brown bread. And I'm just going to hit this with a little bit of horseradish butter. All the horseradish butter is about 2 tablespoons of butter with a 1/4 teaspoon of horseradish added in. I'm just going to hit these sides, turn these over. We're going to toast these up on the griddle. Griddle is nice and hot here. This is not going to take long to toast these. All right, that's good. Let's move on to our pastrami. So we just want to crisp up our pastrami, heat it up a little bit. That's looking good. All right, let's get this off. And it's time for our burger patty. So this is about 1/3 of a pound, maybe a little closer to a half of 80/20. Let's get it on here. This will not take long to cook. Our griddle is very hot, remember. Gonna hit it with a little salt and pepper. All right, let's give this a turn. Just love the sizzle of beef on cast iron. A little bit of salt and pepper on this side. Give this another flip. All right, it is time to add some cheese here, a couple slices of Swiss. And our patty is done. All right, we are ready to build our grilled pastrami patty melt. Got our bottom piece of bread here. Let's get the patty on. And now for a generous amount of pastrami on top of this. Did I say generous? I meant generous. I'm also going to throw a couple pickles on top. And let's top it. There is our grilled pastrami patty melt. All right, let's cut this in half and see what we have inside. All right, let's see. We lost part of a pickle. This is a beautiful patty melt. This is my kind of patty melt. I've mentioned before that I'm not a big cheese guy on a lot of burgers and things, but well, if you're having a patty melt, it's gonna have cheese. So why not go the extra mile and top it with pastrami? Yep, here I go. Let's see if you can get a look at that. I am ready to dive in. Oh man, this is just freaking good. Oh man. I gotta tell you, one of the first flavors that really hits you is that horseradish butter on the bread. And I think this brown bread goes really well with this, just like a rye bread would with a patty melt. But really, it's the marriage of that pastrami and the burger with the cheese in between, which really makes this work so well. Now, I use the cast iron griddle. You could just do it directly over the grill, or you could do it in a pan in the kitchen. I like using cast iron for things like this because you get that really hard crust on the burger when you get that initial sear. It just works so great. And all you need for this is some good beef, some good bread, some good pastrami, a little cheese. You got a winner.